I hope the rest of the world is excited too, because I think he looks dope, bro. I think he looks dope. And again, I wanna shit on Carlos for a second because Kiko, you know what Carlos said to me? He said that this is a trash figure because there's no weathering. And then I said, you know what? Kiko has refuted your point. He has shown me an actual picture of the
I have
costume
receipts, bitch.
that showed very little weathering. And he said, I don't care. It still looks like shit. And I was like, well, you got to pick one, bro. You got to pick a lane. It's either accurate or it's not. Right. I think it looks great, bro. I think it looks great. I think this Cad Bane looks really, really cool. Yes, would I have liked to see a little bit more weathering? Yes, I would have. However, it's fine. It's fine. Yes, he looks a little bit dry cleanery, but doesn't rule out the awesomeness of the figure to me. Kiko, give me your thoughts on this Cad Bane, bro, so we can go back and forth. I know you're probably going to be close to me though on this one, I think.
Yeah, so this will be delivered during this show. So for some reason, I'm always at the end of the DHL drop-off points, and so usually 6 o'clock is like the last delivery, and it's not here yet. So it will be delivered in the middle of this show. So if you want me to show it during the show, we certainly can. If we want to do some live unboxing, that's completely up to you.
Dude.
But with that being said, I don't know outside of the weathering what there is to complain about. There is a great shelf presence with the height of this, which is really, really cool. There is 3 face plates that you're putting on for interchangeable expressions. There is almost kind of like a real felty velvet hat, which is cool. And if you get the deluxe, which is something we can talk about, you get Toto, which is awesome. And so I don't know what more outside of the weathering, as I said, you'd be wanting from a figure, because I know, Will, you're not a big fan of the Clone Wars, but if you're a Clone Wars fan, whoever thought you would get a 6-scale hot toy of Cad Bane a couple years ago? Even no one ever thought that. I know that when they started saying, oh, we're going to start doing the Clone Wars line, people thought maybe, but was it going to be the stylized version, things like that? But this is look at that. Just the tip of the hat, the multiple expressions, it looks like great posability. I'll be able to speak to that myself very, very shortly. But man, Will, I don't know why, if you're a Star Wars fan and a Clone Wars fan in particular, why this doesn't do it for you, especially because this is a screen capture of how he looked in Book of Boba Fett. Because as you had said, people were complaining about the weather, and I was like, hold on. I was at Star Wars Celebration when they had the Mando experience, and they had the actual prop or costume on display, and I have footage of it on my Instagram, so feel free to check that out. It looks like this. It's not weathered. Very minimal weathering, if at all. So if you want a screen representation of Cad Bane, there you go. Now, the other big complaint that people didn't like in Book of Boba Fett is that his hat was not big enough. They're like, it's not the cowboy wide brim hat from the Clone Wars or the sombrero looking hat. Okay, go get a custom hat. I'm sure there's going to be some third parties out there doing it, but damn, I think this looks absolutely incredible. Who doesn't want a blue-faced alien in their collection? It's got the contrast, because if you're a color person like me and you do design and things like that, the contrast of the brown and the blue and how that goes together. It's a beautiful designed figure, visually speaking. And Will, I'm going to let you take it over from here. What are you excited about as far as this goes? Because I think I hit on all the highlights.
You did, bro. You did. And I absolutely love this figure, man. I don't have it in hand yet because, like I said, I'm still waiting on Sideshow to ship mine. However, Sideshow did do their unboxing, and I showed a couple shots from, I want to give Dante a shout out, Man Hot Collectibles, because I was watching his review. He has some crispy shots and some really cool poses with this Cad Bane figure. So, guys, check out his review, Man Hot Collectibles. It is out there. I just wanted to pull this up to showcase it real quick. Dude. This figure is amazing, man. I really, really like it. But also, I'm a huge fan of Cad Bane, specifically from Book of Boba Fett. I have not even really watched him in Clone Wars. I've barely watched Clone Wars. I've watched like half of the first season. So I had no introduction to Cad Bane until the Book of Boba Fett. Dude, I think that scene with Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane is one of the best Star Wars scenes of all time. I think it is incredible. I think it captures that Western vibe. I absolutely love everything about it. Cad Bane's introduction in that scene, I've watched that scene a ton of times. I just love it. That tends to be what I do when I go after characters that I truly love. I think of that one scene typically, that one scene where they steal the show, and that's what happens. Book of Boba Fett, for all its problems, Cad Bane in that episode with that showdown was incredible, dude. And the way he just walks off and he's like, yep, Spice will keep running. Everyone will be left alone, right? And just walks off into the desert. It's like, dude, that is a fucking entrance. That is an entrance. And you talk about contrast, dude, shelf presence. This figure is going to have a ton of shelf presence. For one, like you said, he's tall, he's big, right? He's blue. He has red eyes. Like he just looks kind of sort of demonic like, alien like. And I just think he has a badass presence. He's like a demonic alien cowboy. Like he just
I mean, what
really,
more
really
do you
cool.
want? I mean,
I
that's
know,
awesome.
dude. You got three things there combining with also the contrast. He has sort of the I guess bandolier on the waist or something like that. I don't know what the exact cowboy term is, but it looks great, right? I think the color scheme looks great. Yes, the coat could use a little bit of weathering. However, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to make or break the figure for me, right? I do get the big hat thing, but Sideshow's probably going to make that Cad Bane, I think. They teased it a while ago. Maybe they're not going to make it. I don't know. But if you do want that one, yeah, you just go that route. This is the live action version. They had to make it a little toned down when you adapt things. You tone it down and fit the medium you're on, right? That scene is just incredible. And that's really what I'm going after. So I'm going to put him in a sort of character pose, cowboy-like pose, maybe with the hat tipped down so you can barely see his face. And then with him holding a gun or something. Can't wait to get this, man. This has been one of my most anticipated figures for a long time. And I think, honestly, they did a good job with it. Just the weathering, but so what? I mean, that's, look, should it have been weathered? Yeah, I mean, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's accurate. But to me, it's not a deal breaker. So,
yeah, I don't think that's the deal breaker at all. And just for rumors on the street, if you are considering this, I know he's currently waitlisted both versions on Sideshow. Join the waitlist because if it converts, great. If not, then you're not really out anything if you didn't really want it. But the rumors are, with in addition to this being a hype figure, is that this is potentially a low batch like Crosshair, and we all know how that predicament went. So if you're don't wait. If you really do have an affinity for this character, join the wait list, get on there. If you don't have it already pre-ordered, highly recommend that, because I do think because of the faceplates, I mean, you can do so much. That's the thing I like. Yeah, the purr system, rolling eyes is cool, but when you can change multiple mouths and facial expressions at will, that is cool to me. I think that's the coolest feature.
right. Yeah, and it's pretty cool, man. And just showing off, like you said, you can pose this guy however you want. He just has a lot of, I don't know, he just looks really cool. He looks pretty much exactly like he did in the show to me. Like he looks pretty much dead on. So, I mean, even just standing up, straight there with nothing crazy going on, he has a lot of presence, dude. A ton of presence. I just think this figure is really, really cool. And this one, honestly, that you're going to put on your shelf that people are going to be drawn towards. So that's what I would say. And look, I think this is going to be in the figure of the year conversation. Maybe it doesn't beat Moon Knight for most people, but I think it's going to be in the conversation. Maybe it doesn't beat Carnage, but it will probably be in the conversation. So, I don't know. We'll see when I get it in hand, but I'm just a huge fan of Cad Bane, specifically from Book of Boba. So I've wanted this figure for a while. When they announced it, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much a dopo for me. Like
He
yeah,
literally just got dropped off at my doorstep right now. So
oh,
good for Cad Bane. He's here.
Dude, nice. Okay, well, maybe we can grab him at some point then and showcase him. But dude, it looks great, man. I just can't, and look, I'm just messing with Carlos. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just like to mess with him. So it's, it is what it is. Everyone's going to disagree. People said the same things about Pennywise. Remember, he wasn't weathered enough. People said the same things about Moon Knight. He wasn't weathered enough. I get it. Hot Toys maybe should do a little bit more weathering. But Justin pointed out something on the live stream last night. He said every time a brush is picked up, it costs money, right? So they're probably not weathering as much just because they're trying to cut costs as much as possible. It's tough out there right now, man. It's tough. So yeah, I mean, look, you can always weather it yourself if you feel like, Chrome Mando was too weathered for most people.
That's a great point, because for as much bitching as people did, they're like, it's too weathered. Well, they're like, okay, fine, no more weathering for you. That's a great point, Will.
Right.
Great point.
It's a good counter too. I mean, I guess there's always a middle ground, right? But I maybe it should be a little bit more weather, but if you feel that way, you could easily weather this. So, if you want to. Same with Moon Knight, right? So, but I'm excited. Guys, let us know in the chat below whether you're picking up Cad Bane. For me, I just can't wait for Sideshow to ship mine. It's all paid off. Hopefully, Sideshow, you ship them out soon, because I haven't seen any emails go out. So, nothing's gone out yet, but I think you can still get him on other places. I think other places might still have Cad Bane. So if you're looking for him, you can find him. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one, Mr. Kiko. I'm excited, bro, about Cad Bane.